Before we begin, I want you to pause for a moment and think about this one day, years from now. You will look back at this exact decade of your life and realize it was either the greatest launch pad you ever built or the biggest opportunity you ever wasted. Your 20s are not just another chapter. They are the chapter that rewrites everything. And the decisions you make right now, the habits you choose right now, the people you keep around right now, the struggles you face right now, they are shaping a version of you that the world hasn't even met yet. This isn't just another motivational message. This is a wake-up call. A reminder that you're standing in the most powerful and dangerous decade of your life, the decade where you can either design your future with intention or drift into a life that was never meant for you. I want you to listen with focus. I want you to listen with honesty. I want you to listen with the part of you that knows you were built for more, even if you've been doubting it lately. Because by the time this message ends, you won't just understand why your 20s matter, you'll feel it in your chest. You'll see the potential you've been ignoring. You'll realize the power you've been holding. And you'll know exactly why this moment right now might be the turning point of your entire life. Stay with me till the end. What you're about to hear might be the catalyst for the future you've been waiting to create. Small daily decisions compound into lifelong direction because your future is not shaped by one dramatic breakthrough, but by the tiny, almost invisible choices you make when nobody is watching. People often think success is born from massive actions, from life-changing opportunities, from loud moments that redefine everything. But the truth is quieter, almost uncomfortably simple. Your life bends in the direction of what you repeatedly choose, not what you occasionally desire. Every morning you hit snooze instead of getting up sharp. You're choosing a future where you are controlled by comfort. Every time you pick up your phone before picking up a book, you're choosing distraction over development. Every moment you delay one small responsibility, you're training your mind to run from pressure instead of standing tall in it. These decisions feel harmless in the moment, but they quietly carve your future like water shaping rock. Small decisions matter because they create patterns, and patterns turn into habits, and habits become identity. You don't wake up one day suddenly disciplined. Discipline is born from a collection of small, consistent choices to do what is right instead of what is easy. You don't wake up successful. Success grows from thousands of small sacrifices no one applauded you for. You don't wake up confident. Confidence is built from repeatedly showing up for yourself when it would have been easier not to. Every day, you're either casting a vote for the person you want to become or for the person you're settling to be. Most people underestimate the power of the small because the results are not immediate. They expect instant transformation, and when they don't see it, they quit. But the compound effect doesn't reward the impatient. It rewards the consistent. A single workout won't change your body, but 200 will. Reading one page won't make you smart, but reading daily for a year will shift the entire way you think. Saving a tiny amount won't make you wealthy, but doing it consistently will change your financial future. The smallest positive decision repeated daily beats the biggest decision made once. Your small decisions also influence your self-respect. When you choose the action you know you should take, even if it's tiny, you send a message to your mind, I can trust myself. But every time you break a promise to yourself, even a tiny one, you weaken that trust. And once self-trust is damaged, discipline becomes a battle instead of a lifestyle. That's why small decisions matter. They build or break your relationship with yourself. Look at the people you admire, the ones who live with purpose, clarity, and strength. Their greatness wasn't created from one single moment. It was created from hundreds of small, unsexy, disciplined choices stacked on top of each other. They weren't always motivated, but they mastered the art of choosing the small right thing over the small wrong thing. And over time, those choices built a future that looks intentional, powerful, and aligned. Your life is not shaped in giant leaps. It is shaped one small step at a time. Every small decision you make today is a brick in the foundation of who you will become. Discipline in your 20s beats regret in your 30s because this is the decade where most people choose comfort without realizing the price they're going to pay later. Your 20s feel fast, loud, exciting, and full of freedom. It's the first time no one is telling you what to do. And that freedom is both a gift and a trap. You can use it to build the strongest version of yourself, or you can waste it in distractions, excuses, and temporary pleasures that leave you empty. Discipline is what protects your future from becoming something you apologize for. Regret is what happens when you avoid the effort now and meet the consequences later. Discipline in your 20s means doing what's necessary even when nobody is checking on you. It means choosing long-term benefit over short-term comfort. It means saying no to things that feel fun but steal your momentum. It means using your time intentionally instead of letting it slip away in scrolling, overthinking, and chasing validation. And the truth is, discipline will always feel heavier in the beginning, but regret will always feel heavier in the end. One hurts now, the other hurts for years. This keynote matters because your 20s are the decade where habits harden. The way you handle money, your body, your relationships, your career, your self-control, these patterns don't magically change later. They follow you. If you train yourself to avoid hard things now, you'll carry that avoidance into the years when the price is much higher. If you train yourself to chase cheap dopamine now, it'll be harder to focus when life demands real commitment. But if you train yourself to stay disciplined, even in small areas, you become the kind of person who can build any life you choose. Many people think they can live freely now and figure it out later, but later comes with bills, responsibilities, expectations, and consequences. Later comes with less energy and less space to make mistakes. Later doesn't give you the same level of freedom you have right now. That's why discipline in your 20s becomes your advantage. You're investing effort at a time when effort compounds the fastest. Every skill you build now multiplies. Every good habit you lock in now saves you years of struggle. Every distraction you eliminate now clears space for growth that will benefit your future family, future wallet, and future peace. Regret is painful because it's avoidable. It's the voice that whispers, you could have been more if you had just tried. It's the weight that sits on your chest when you realize you traded your best years for comfort that didn't matter. People don't regret working hard. People regret wasting time. They regret letting fear or laziness win. They regret knowing they had potential they never used. Discipline in your 20s doesn't mean living like a machine. It means having a vision. It means taking yourself seriously. It means understanding that every sacrifice now is buying you freedom later, freedom with money, freedom with choices, freedom with time, freedom from anxiety, chaos, and consequences. If you build discipline in your 20s, your 30s become powerful. If you avoid discipline in your 20s, your 30s become a recovery mission. Discipline is an investment. Regret is a debt. And you get to choose which one you carry into your future. Your circle is your accelerator or your anchor because the people you surround yourself with quietly shape the direction, speed, and quality of your entire life. You can have ambition, dreams, plans, and discipline, but if you're surrounded by people who normalize laziness, excuses, gossip, or small thinking, their gravity will pull you down faster than your desire can pull you up. Human beings adapt to their environment, and your circle is the environment you carry with you every day. It influences your habits, your standards, your confidence, your decisions, and even what you believe is possible for you. When you spend enough time with someone, their mindset becomes contagious. Their energy becomes familiar. Their habits become acceptable. And slowly, often without noticing, you begin to move at the speed of the people around you. If your circle pushes you, challenges you, questions you, and inspires you, you grow faster. You become sharper. You start thinking bigger. You start acting with more intention. You start demanding more from yourself. These people don't let you settle for average because they're not built for average themselves. They create a culture around you where improvement feels normal and effort feels expected. Being around people like this is like stepping into a room filled with oxygen. You feel alive, energized, and capable. They don't compete with you. They elevate you. They remind you of your potential when you forget it. They give you honest feedback instead of comfortable lies. They hold you accountable when your emotions try to negotiate with your goals. But if your circle is full of people who waste their time, think small, complain constantly, blame everything, or run from responsibility, you will eventually mirror them. Not because you're weak, but because humans adapt. If everyone around you is drifting, drifting becomes normal. If everyone around you avoids growth, staying the same feels safe. If everyone around you chooses comfort, comfort becomes your identity. Low standards spread quickly because they require no effort. And once you're surrounded by that energy long enough, you stop dreaming as boldly, stop working as hard, and stop believing in your own ability to rise. You don't even realize it's happening. That's what makes it dangerous. Your circle can accelerate your life by pushing you toward your potential, or it can anchor your life by keeping you stuck to your past. One lifts you. One limits you. Choosing the right circle is not about thinking you're better than anyone. It's about protecting the future you're trying to build. You don't owe anyone access to your energy, your focus, or your goals. You owe yourself the environment that makes your growth unavoidable. The right people will celebrate your wins, not feel threatened by them. They will encourage your discipline, not tempt you away from it. They will match your effort, not drain it. You rise faster when you're surrounded by people who are rising too. Your circle is a mirror showing you who you're becoming. If you want a powerful future, build a powerful environment. If you want a disciplined future, surround yourself with disciplined people. If you want to go far, stop walking with those who choose to stand still. Your circle is either speeding up your future or slowing it down. Choose wisely because it decides the direction and the velocity of who you become. Comfort is the trap and struggle is the investment because everything you want in life lies on the other side of effort, and everything that destroys your potential is hiding behind comfort. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it quietly steals your strength, your ambition, and your hunger. Struggle feels uncomfortable in the moment, but it silently builds your confidence, your capability, and your future. Most people in their 20s chase comfort because it's easy, it's familiar, and it doesn't ask anything from them. But comfort has a cost. You just don't pay it up front. You pay it later in the form of regret, stagnation, and missed opportunities. Struggle, on the other hand, feels expensive at the beginning, but it rewards you later with skills, resilience, clarity, and a life you're proud of. Comfort traps you because it convinces you that you have time. It whispers, relax, you can start tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes next week, next month, next year. And suddenly you realize your life never moved because you didn't either. Comfort keeps you scrolling instead of building. It keeps you dreaming instead of acting. It keeps you entertained instead of evolving. It keeps you distracted instead of disciplined. Comfort kills potential quietly, slowly, and without warning. The worst part is that it doesn't feel dangerous when you're in it. It feels safe. But safety without growth is just a slow collapse. Struggle is the investment because every hard thing you choose to face becomes a part of the powerful person you are becoming. When you challenge your body, you build strength. When you challenge your mind, you build clarity. When you challenge your fears, you build courage. When you challenge your limits, you build identity. Struggle is not punishment. Struggle is preparation. It prepares you for a life where you're not intimidated by responsibility, pressure, or uncertainty. It prepares you to handle real challenges with calm instead of panic. It prepares you to lead instead of follow. It prepares you to create instead of complain. Most people run from struggle because they only focus on the pain, not on what it produces. But the pain is temporary. The results are long-term. Struggle teaches you self-control, something comfort never will. It teaches you patience, something comfort steals from you. It teaches you discipline, something comfort weakens over time. Every struggle you choose becomes a seed that grows into a future version of you who is wiser, stronger, and more capable than you imagined. When you're in your 20s, struggle is the smartest investment you can make because the earlier you train yourself to handle discomfort, the faster you rise in life. While others avoid hard things, you are building the mental muscle to do them. While others get overwhelmed by challenges, you become the person who can solve them. While others are stuck, you're elevating. Struggle gives you something comfort never will, evidence that you can do hard things. And once you believe that, you become unstoppable. Comfort keeps you where you are. Struggle takes you where you want to be. Comfort gives you temporary pleasure. Struggle gives you permanent growth. Comfort is the enemy of your potential. Struggle is the architect of your future. The choice between them decides whether your 20s become a decade of drifting or a decade of building. Identity is built, not found, because who you become is the result of your choices, your habits, your environment, and your discipline, not some hidden version of yourself waiting to be discovered. Too many people in their 20s waste years searching for themselves instead of building themselves. They think there's a moment where everything will click, where they'll suddenly know who they are. But identity doesn't work like that. You don't stumble into it. You construct it decision by decision, action by action, standard by standard. Every day, you're shaping the person you are becoming, whether you realize it or not. Identity isn't something you sit and wait for. It's something you actively create. Your identity comes from what you repeatedly do. If you practice discipline, you become disciplined. If you practice courage, you become courageous. If you practice honesty, you become trustworthy. You don't magically wake up as these things. You earn them through consistent action. And the reason this matters in your 20s is because this is the decade where you have the freedom to experiment, to try, to fail, and to rebuild without the heavy consequences that come later in life. This is the decade where you set the tone for the kind of person you'll be in your 30s and beyond. You're not supposed to have everything figured out. You're supposed to be actively building the version of you that you want to carry into your future. Many people say, I'm just trying to find myself. But what they really mean is that they're waiting for clarity to arrive without taking action. But clarity comes from movement. Confidence comes from repetition. Self-awareness comes from trying new things, entering uncomfortable spaces, and learning what strengthens you and what weakens you. Every experience leaves a mark. Every challenge builds a layer. Every responsibility you take on sharpens your identity, and every responsibility you avoid softens it. Identity is the result of the standards you choose to honor and the boundaries you refuse to break. You build identity by deciding what you will tolerate from yourself and what you won't. Will you be someone who quits when life becomes uncomfortable, or someone who pushes through it? Will you be someone who speaks with honesty, or someone who hides behind excuses? Will you be someone who protects your time, or someone who lets distractions eat your ambition? These choices become your personality. They become your reputation. They become your character. You're building your identity, whether you're intentional about it or not, so you might as well build it with purpose. Your 20s give you the raw materials to build a stronger, smarter, more resilient version of yourself. You get to choose your habits, your circle, your values, your work ethic, your vision, and your priorities. You get to decide who you're becoming instead of letting life decide for you. You're not locked into who you were. You're not defined by mistakes, insecurity, or your past. You have the power to redesign yourself at any moment through action. Identity is not found by sitting in confusion. Identity is built by showing up, learning, failing, adjusting, growing, and trying again. The person you end up becoming is the person you consistently choose to be. Your 20s are not just years on a calendar. They are the blueprint of the life you will live. Every small decision you make, every moment of discipline you choose, every person you surround yourself with, every struggle you embrace, and every identity shaping action you take is quietly building your future. This decade is not about waiting for clarity or hoping for direction. It's about creating both with intention. Your 20s are the foundation of your strength, your confidence, your character, and your destiny. This is the time to stop drifting, stop doubting, and stop delaying the life you're capable of living. Start living with purpose. Start choosing growth. Start becoming the person your future self will be proud to thank. Your 20s decide your future, but you decide how powerfully that future is built. Thank you for giving your time, your focus, and your energy to this message. I hope it pushes you, challenges you, and reminds you of the greatness you're capable of. Your journey is yours to build, and I genuinely wish you strength, clarity, and discipline as you shape the life ahead of you. Good luck on your path, and remember, the future you want starts with the choices you make today.